History and tourism of Chichen Itza. Chichen Itza is one of the most visited archaeological sites in Mexico with over 2.6 million tourists in 2017. Name and orthography. Elaborate stone facades in Chichen Itza's Monjas complex in 1902. The Maya name Chichen Itza means at the mouth of the well of the Itza. This derives from Kai, meaning mouth or edge, and Chen or Chin, meaning well. Itza is the name of an ethnic lineage group that gained political and economic dominance of the northern peninsula. The name is spelled Chichen Itza in Spanish, and the accents are sometimes maintained in other languages to show that both parts of the name are stressed on their final syllable. Location. Chichen Itza is located in the eastern portion of Yucatan state in Mexico. The northern Yucatan peninsula is karst, and the rivers in the interior all run underground. There are 4 visible, natural sinkholes, called cenotes, that could have provided plentiful water year-round at Chichen, making it attractive for settlement. According to post-conquest sources, Maya and Spanish, pre-Columbian Maya sacrificed objects and human beings into the cenote as a form of worship to the Maya rain god Chop. Edward Herbert Thompson dredged the cenote Sagrado from 1904 to 1910 and recovered artifacts of gold, jade, pottery and incense, as well as human remains. A study of human remains taken from the cenote Sagrado found that they had bones consistent with human sacrifice. Political organization. The current belief trend in Maya scholarship is toward the more traditional model of the Maya kingdoms of the classic period southern lowlands in Mexico. Economy. Chichen Itza was a major economic power in the northern Maya lowlands during its apogee. Participating in the waterborne circumpeninsular trade route through its port site of Isla Cerritos on the north coast. Chichen Itza was able to obtain locally unavailable resources from distant areas such as obsidian from central Mexico and gold from southern Central America. History. The layout of Chichen Itza site core developed during its earlier phase of occupation, between 750 and 900 AD. Its final layout was developed after 900 AD, and the 10th century saw the rise of the city as a regional capital controlling the area from central Yucatan to the north coast. With its power extending down the east and west coasts of the peninsula. The earliest hieroglyphic date discovered at Chichen Itza is equivalent to 832 AD, while the last known date was recorded in the Asario temple in 998. Establishment. The late classic city was centered upon the area to the southwest of the Stolok cenote, with the main architecture represented by the substructures now underlying the Las Monjas and Observatorio and the basal platform upon which they were built. Ascendancy. Chichen Itza rose to regional prominence toward the end of the early classic period, roughly 600 AD. It was, however, toward the end of the late classic and into the early part of the terminal classic that the site became a major regional capital, centralizing and dominating political, socio-cultural, economic, and ideological life in the northern Maya lowlands. Decline. According to some colonial Mayan sources, for example, the Book of Chilampalam of Chumayel, Honaksale, ruler of Mayapon, conquered Chichen Itza in the 13th century. Honaksale supposedly prophesied his own rise to power. Archaeological data now indicates that Chichen Itza declined as a regional center by 1100 before the rise of Mayapon. Spanish conquest. In 1526, Spanish conquistador Francisco de Montero, a veteran of the Grijalva and Cortes expeditions, successfully petitioned the King of Spain for a charter to conquer Yucatan. His first campaign in 1527, which covered much of the Yucatan Peninsula, decimated his forces but ended with the establishment of a small fort at Hamanja, south of what is today Cancun. By 1535, all Spanish had been driven from the Yucatan Peninsula. Modern history. Chichen Itza entered the popular imagination in 1843 with the book Incidents of Travel in Yucatan by John Lloyd Stephens, with illustrations by Frederick Catherwood. The book recounted Stephens' visit to Yucatan and his tour of Maya cities, including Chichen Itza. Visitors to Chichen Itza during the 1870s and 1880s came with photographic equipment and recorded more accurately the condition of several buildings. In 1875, Le Plongeon and his wife Alice Dixon Le Plongeon visited Chichen and excavated a statue of a figure on its back, knees drawn up, upper torso raised on its elbows with a plate on its stomach. Thompson is most famous for dredging the cenote Sagrado, Sacred Cenote, from 1904 to 1910, where he recovered artifacts of gold, copper and carved jade, as well as the first ever examples of what were believed to be pre-Columbian Maya cloth and wooden weapons. Site description. Chichen Itza was one of the largest Maya cities, with a relatively densely clustered architecture of the site core covering an area of at least 5 square kilometers, 1.9 square miles. Smaller scale residential architecture extends for an unknown distance beyond this. The city was built upon broken terrain, which was artificially leveled in order to build the major architectural groups, with the greatest effort being expended in the leveling of the areas for the Castillo Pyramid and the Las Monjas, Asario and main southwest groups. The architecture encompasses a number of styles, including the Po and Shen styles of the northern Yucatan Peninsula. The buildings of Chichen Itza are grouped in a series of architectonic sets, and each set was at one time separated from the other by a series of low walls. Architectural styles. The Po-style architecture is concentrated in the old Chichen area and also the earlier structures in the nunnery group, including the Las Monjas, Annex and La Iglesia buildings. It is also represented in the opposite structure. 40. The Po-style building feature the usual mosaic decorated upper facades characteristic of the style, but differ from the architecture of the Po heartland in their block masonry walls, as opposed to the fine veneers of the Po region proper. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel for travel updates.